The wait is finally over. Capcom has confirmed the release date of Dragon's Dogma 2, which is March 22nd, 2024. The news was expected to be announced during the official showcase after a leak of the date not too long ago, and the confirmation on the Steam page just hours before the showcase. Director Hideki Hitsuda did hint that the date was the actual one through a tweet prior, so it's not too much of a surprise. However, there was also new gameplay revealed, a trailer, and details for the exciting next chapter. Interestingly, while the sequel does mirror the first game, the story will take place in a parallel world. Revealed in the new trailer was a new enemy, introduced in the showcase as the giant Talos, who emerges from the sea. In Greek mythology, Talos is a bronze automaton, or living statue meant to protect. The sheer size of the enemy is amazing. It towers stories high, which requires the player to jump from a high structure to climb aboard. To weaken its resolve, the player goes for the giant red ruby-like stone protruding from its body, hacking away at its crystals. Also teased at the end of the showcase were a couple of new enemies, the Dullahan and Drake. The Dullahan is seen clutching his own ghostly head in one hand, while he has a scythe weapon in the other. Taking a look at side quests, we get a peek at the new elven settlement called the Sacred Arbor, who speak their own language. Demonstrated in the showcase is a new ability for pawns called the Woodland Wordsmith, letting them interpret the language. Previewed was a new vocation, the Trickster. This vocation is only to be used by the Risen, who specializes in wielding sensors that can cloud the enemy. They produce smoke that can conjure illusions that ultimately make the enemies fight among themselves. This new vocation looks to be more of a support role, supporting their pawns in combat. These are just some of the details revealed during the showcase. You can check out more on our Dragon's Dogma 2 wiki. For any news mentioned in this video today, you can find it in the link in the description below. The action RPG inspired by Italian folklore, Enotria The Last Song, will be getting a closed beta soon. The developer Jimia Games has announced that the signups are now available until December 15th, so if you want to get a chance to play the AA+ game, now's your chance. Those who want to take part will get rewarded with an exclusive in-game skin, available at the full release of the game. In case you missed it, Enotria is a game heavily inspired by Italian folklore. Players set off into the sunlit land of Enotria, a fantasy world full of danger. Taking up the role of the maskless one, players must take on mighty authors. Similar to how Mortal Shell introduces different playstyles through shells, The Last Song deploys masks that can be gained from defeating great foes. Players can use up to 3 different loadouts at a time, meaning you can switch up your tactics when needed. Enotria The Last Song will be coming to PlayStation 5, PC and Xbox Series X and S, and is expected to release in spring of 2024. Soulframe's developer planned to have a pre-alpha, which was announced during a recent livestream. Developer Digital Extremes gave a quick update on the title and the early pre-alpha, which will be happening in December. Those interested in testing out the game can apply for the pre-alpha phase through the official website. Completing the phase won't go unrewarded though, as players will earn the title of Envoy. One key feature heading into the early pre-alpha is the co-op gameplay. The fantasy MMORPG focuses on a more natural world on a quest to recover souls to help build a livable village. The game is less fast-paced than the Warframe game, but focusing on the precise combat moves. Expect a well-stocked armory of weapons including swords, spears, axes and even crossbows. Soulframe will support multiple chapters when it comes to the game's narrative, but going for a more non-linear experience compared to traditional games. Developer Neocore Games announced an expansion for their turn-based RPG called King Arthur Knight's Tale Legion 9, set to bring new enemies, heroes and mechanics. In the next expansion for the turn-based tactical RPG, players will do as the Romans do, playing as the 9th Legion. The expansion will be coming in early 2024. New combat mechanics are set to shake up the game, and the new added twist of playing from the Roman side will surely make things interesting as they are undead. A new cinematic trailer prepares players for what's in store for Avalon as the Legion prepares for an invasion and to uncover what's left of the Roman colony. A new main character will uncover further secrets of the Lady of the Lake. There will be a larger party size and a whole new story to follow. A free Update 2.0 joined the game this week on December 2nd along with the new season. The new season, Rising Eclipse, will bring class-specific and hero-specific balance changes. Announced this week was a demo and story trailer for the Morbid the Lords of the Ire game, an evolution of the action RPG Morbid of the Seven Acolytes, moving away from the top-down pixel art to a fully 3D design. The game still features the main character Strider, but the game will also have two more things from the original title, the sanity system and the Souls-like punishing combat. Players will use different weapons, equipment and blessings to fight against various enemies and bosses. Much like other games in the genre, Morbid will have a stamina system which limits players' actions and a health system which can be restored by using blood vials. You will also be able to parry and dodge, which allows the player to avoid or counter enemy attacks. The game will be released sometime in 2024, but you can check out the game on Steam with a demo coming on December 5th. Revealed during Path of Exile 2's latest developer update was the Mercenary class, which adds shooter gameplay to the action RPG. Also coming to the game is the use of optional WASD controls, which will make movement much more fluid. The Mercenary uses a crossbow weapon which comes with a few different ways to play. It can behave similarly to a shotgun, an assault rifle, or even a sniper rifle. You can also carry two crossbows at the same time, meaning you're able to switch between the two. How your crossbow can act differently will depend on the kind of ammo you use. For example, using frost ammo can help slow down enemies, help pierce armor, and even explode frozen enemies. Another example is if you use incendiary ammo with rapid shot, it acts as a minigun, but you will need to charge it up first to unleash more powerful attacks. Previously, Grinding Gear showcased the Druid class, Warrior and Huntress. Path of Exile 2 will bring dodge rolling, 6 new classes, and will be a standalone game. Path of Exile 2 enters closed beta on June 7th next year. Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn, an action RPG from Kelper Interactive and A44 Games, the makers of Ashen, will come out in summer of 2024. A new trailer sets up the game following a character, Nor Vanek, who impressively fights a number of enemies. Teased to be the God Killer, Vanek is a member of the Coalition army, accompanied by a magical creature, Enki, who can aid her in her fight. The trailer shows off some of the combat, which features a mix of axe wielding, gunplay, magic and more. Using powerful combos, she can find different ways to take on a range of foes. Previously, the game was slated for this year, but was announced to be pushed back to 2024. Now we know we can look forward to summer for this title. It will be coming to platforms PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. The developers over at Larian Studios always had their hands full between the recent Deluxe Edition PS Plus trials and an upcoming Xbox release. There's already so much the developer has been working on. Released on the last date of November was Patch 5, an update that was so big that it required 30 GB and required that users had at least 130 GB of free space to install. A new Epilogue is one of the biggest additions. It takes place 6 months after the conclusion of the main game. It will be the penultimate scene defined by the player and their actions, weighing in every choice, consideration and consequences that might have followed you around. Larian even mentions that this is some of the most complex writing in the game, so far as it takes into account tons and tons of variables throughout your journey. New to Baldur's Gate 3 are the Honor and Custom game modes, which come after the Tactician in the difficulty selection menu. The Honor mode provides a difficult twist, making changes even outside of combat. There are also 30 new tweaks to the game's boss modes. These changes are said to include new legendary actions that the bosses can take, giving them some unexpected tricks up their sleeves that even the most battle-hardened veterans might not anticipate. There's also the new custom mode, allowing players to tweak specific settings, making the game easier or even more difficult. There are new options such as hiding perception rolls or enable short rest full heals. You can check out all of the latest updates and changes on our Baldur's Gate 3 wiki. Well, that's it for the week in the wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.